Good morning, students. Today we have to discuss about some problematic part of this bandpass filters and the rest of the other topics we'll see. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, consider this problem. So what exactly in this problem is he's asking design a base wideband RC bandstop filter with a lower cutoff frequency of 200 hertz and higher cutoff frequency of 800 hertz. Find the geometric center frequency minus 3 dB bandwidth and Q of the circuit, quality factor of the circuit, right? So what are the given things here? FL is equal to what? 200 hertz and FH is equal to what? 800 hertz. So we have the frequency formula F is equal to what? 1 by 2 pi RC, right? So we know the what exactly, we don't know the value of R, and we don't know the value of C, and what exactly we need to find out, one of the value we need to what exactly choose. So standard resistance or capacitance value we have to choose. According to that, capacitor value as 0.1 microfarad has been chosen here. Okay, so for high pass filter section, the formula is FL is equal to 1 by 2 pi RLC, right? And low pass filter section, see here, low pass filter section FH is equal to what? 1 by 2 pi RHC. Okay, but 200 hertz is what? Because high pass filter section is always what exactly it will be, which will provide a path for low frequency signal. For that reason 200 hertz is what exactly we have to consider for high pass filter section. For low pass filter section, you have to what exactly, it will provide for the high frequency signals always. For that reason 800 hertz is for low pass filter section. So here it is mentioned, no, what exactly lower cutoff frequency is 200 hertz and higher cutoff frequency is 800 hertz. For higher cutoff frequency means always it is for low pass filter, and it is for lower frequency it is for high pass filter section. Okay, once you know what exactly this frequencies for the which filters, so applying this particular formula, we know FL but we don't know RL and we don't know RH, right? For that reason, so we know capacitor value 0.1 microfarad because it is chosen value, right? It is a standard value because it is unknown. We don't know the C and R value. For that reason, one of the value I have chosen here. So capacitor value I have chosen. So RL is equal to what? After modifying this formula, RL is equal to this one, and substitute the C value and what exactly the FL value, and what will get RL as this one and RH as this one. This is the way we have to find out the designing part of the wideband. Okay, basic wideband. So nothing, you have to remember the formula. F is equal to what? 1 by 2 pi RC. Okay, here he has clearly mentioned lower cutoff frequency and higher cutoff frequency, and which filter which offers the which frequencies, you should know that it is high pass filter always offers the low frequency signal, and low pass filter always offers the high frequency signal. So depending on that we have to choose the frequencies values. Okay, so again for in that formula we don't know C and R value. Anyhow, if you are designing anything, means if you don't know, if your two unknowns are present, means one of the value you have to choose. Either it may be a capacitor value or maybe a resistance value. Depending on that value you have to find out the remaining value. That is what you should remember always in designing part, it is the case. Okay, and coming to the next, what exactly, wait a minute. So Fc is equal to what? We what exactly we are requiring? Geometric frequency. Fc is equal to under root of Fl and Fh. That is the formula. So we know Fl and we know Fh. So substitute that Fl and Fh in this formula, we'll get the value of Fc. And you know the bandwidth value. It is the difference between the two frequencies, lower and higher frequency or higher and lower frequency. 800 minus 200, that is what exactly our bandwidth. And quality factor is what? Quality factor is always a geometric frequency divided by bandwidth. So geometric frequency you know, bandwidth you know. So what is that? Quality factor is minus 3.5 dB. In this way we have to find out the designing part of the any of the filters value. So depending on that we have to find out. Okay, coming to the next concept. Okay, band stop filter or a notch filter, narrow band stop filter or a notch filter. So wait a minute. Okay, this one is, so what is that narrow band stop filter, notch filter? So notch filters are highly selective, high quality factor form of band stop filter, right, which can be used to reject a very small band frequency or a single frequency. Means in this narrow band stop filter or a notch filter, what it indicates, it rejects some set of frequencies. So it may be a single frequency or multiple frequencies. Okay, so that it is what exactly it has to reject that ranges of frequencies or a single frequency. That's a way, what exactly the name itself is a narrow band stop filter or a notch filter. Okay, then most common notch filter is design is following in the figure. In this figure it is shown that it is a notch filter, and some of the expression of that particular is been given here. Wait a minute. uh, R1 is equal to R2 is equal to what? 2 times of R3, and C2 is equal to C2 is equal to 0.5 times C1, and again notch filter or Fn is equal to what? 1 by 4 pi R3 and C3. These formulas you have to remember. For this particular filter, these are the frequency value, and that particular wideband is different, so you should remember and have to make a column. And for this wideband, what is the frequency, like that you have to make a column, and have to remember in that fashion, because all the filters, some of the frequencies will be there. Don't confuse with that. Okay, for this particular filter, notch filter, frequencies 1 divided by 4 5 R3 and C3. This you should remember. Okay, and coming to this, so twin T network offers a very high reactance at the resonance frequency and very low reactance at the what exactly frequency of resonance. Okay, so it is offers a very high reactance at the resonance frequency. It offers a very high reactance, and in off resonance it offers a less reactance. Okay, and also there is a path will be there for low pass and high pass filter, that I will tell. So what exactly means, the frequency, very low frequency signals, and there way where we need to find out the low frequency signal, whether it is in a high pass or low pass filter. So low frequency means it is always in a high pass filter, right? For that reason, that path offers a low frequency signal. That path is mentioned here. Which path is that? R1, R2, C3. In this figure, what exactly R1, R2 and C3, this path will provide the low frequency signal. Okay, in turn it is a high pass filter scenario. And again, sorry, it is a low pass filter which offers what exactly, mm, low frequency, very low frequency in the low pass path, that particular path. And high frequency signal, it is a C1 C2, wait a minute, C1 C2 R3. Okay, via high pass filter, this is the path where which offers high frequency signal. And here in the low pass, earlier I told, no, that is high pass, that is the low pass filter R1 R2 C3, which offers low frequency signal. Okay, coming to the next part, the, okay, see here in this, what exactly the waveform, it is a frequency versus gain plotted graph. So in this particular frequency requiring, there is a notch filter, that region is called, no, very very narrow bandwidth is there. So this narrow bandwidth is there, that I need to call it as a notch filter. Okay, and it is that in that particular frequencies only, it has to what exactly, uh, it selects this set of frequencies and it rejects this type of other frequencies. For that reason, I need to call it as a notch filter or a narrow band filter, narrow band filter. Okay, this is what exactly about a notch filter, about a notch filter. Okay, coming to the next problematic part of this notch filter. Do you understand what exactly the notch filter is? Notch filter is also same, nothing but a filter which is having some high selective frequencies with a quality factor. But the thing is here, which rejects some set of band of frequencies or a single frequency. Okay, um, and which offers a high pass filter and low pass filter, and that particular frequency is path. Okay, that is what exactly notch filter means, which rejects a set of frequencies or a single frequency. Okay, these are the formulas, frequencies related formulas. We have to remember things, and this is a circuit diagram of that. So there is nothing but only the operational amplifier which is connected between the high pass and low pass filter paths. So high pass filters will provide one of the frequency set of frequencies, and a low pass filter will provide a set of frequencies range. Okay, in this way. And but notch filter, what it will do, it will reject that some set of frequencies as well as a single frequency. Next problematic part of that particular notch filter. So in this given design, a two operational amplifier, a narrow band RC notch filter with a center node frequency Fn is given, and that bandwidth of that particular 100 hertz is given minus 3 dB, and the capacitor value he used to tell that C is equal to what, 0.1 microfarad. These are the given things. Okay, so we know the formula, Fn is equal to what, 1 divided by 4 pi RC, right? So we don't know the R and C value, but C value we know, R value we don't know, but FL value, Fn value we know. Again substitute in this formula, we'll get this as the R value, right? So again what he has to find out, he has to find out the quality factor, right? So quality factor is what exactly, notch filter Fn divided by bandwidth. So Fn we know, right? So it is the difference between the FH and FL, or else directly it is given Fn value as 100 hertz, and bandwidth is what it is, again he has been given here. If his bandwidth value is not mentioned here, means we have to, they have mentioned the higher and lower frequency value, so difference between that value will be given is the bandwidth value, but here bandwidth value is mentioned directly. So quality factor formula is Fn divided by bandwidth. So directly applying this formula will get that. Okay, so the next, what exactly, calculate the value of feedback fraction K. So you have to remember this feedback fraction K value is formula is equal to 1 divided by 4q. Okay, so q is the quality factor, so we have to substitute the quality factor in this expression, we'll get the fraction value. Okay, K value. Okay, what else he has to find out is, uh, calculate the resistance value. So K is equal to what, R4 divided by R3 plus R4. Okay, so once you know the value of K, but we don't know the value of resistance, because two resistance are unknown values. So one of the resistance you have to choose it as a standard value. So it might be 100 kilo ohm or 10 kilo ohm, whatever it may be. So one of the value you have to choose and find out the other one. Calculate the expected notch depth in decibels. Okay, so whatever the quality factor value is there, no, that we have to take reciprocal of that particular quality factor. So whatever the value will get, no, that is what exactly were expected notch depth. It is in decibel. So if you wanted to find out that is in decibel, means you take the reciprocal of the quality factor, and 20 log of that value will give the notch frequencies in terms of decibels. That you should remember. If you wanted to find out the frequency, notch filter frequency in terms of decibel, means first you have to take the reciprocal of the quality factor 1 by q. Okay, first you have to take the reciprocal of the quality factor, and then you have to 20 log of that. If you do that, means you will get the notch filter frequency in terms of decibel. That you should remember. Okay, this is about the that particular problematic part. Okay, next we'll see the non-linear amplifier. So what exactly the non-linear amplifier, we'll see. Okay, so non-linearity is what exactly, the behavior of the circuit, so the output doesn't depend linearly with the input signals. So if is there set of is there any changes in the input, that change is not occurred in the output side, so it is there is some difference, but it is a non-linearity, so we need to say it as a non-linear, it is not linearly with the input signal. So see in this particular diagram, the non-linear amplification is achieved by simply, so when we need to achieve the non-linearity, so in this circuit diagram we have achieved that non-linearity by connecting one junction diode that in the feedback path. So by connecting that junction diode in the feedback path, what exactly it will generate that non-linearity between output and input. Okay, is that clear? So if you are not connecting this what exactly the PN junction diode means, so there is we have not achieved that particular non-linearity concept. For that reason, there must be here in this circuit diagram we are connecting this PN junction diode in the feedback path just to achieve the non-linearity concept. Okay, so that is what exactly the PN junction diode. The what is the advantage of adding this PN junction diode is that particular just to achieve that non-linearity concept. So again, we know that what exactly the non-linearity, it doesn't linearly vary with the input signal. Output does not linearly vary with the input signal. That is what exactly the non-linearity concepts. Okay, next. Okay, some of the expression related to this particular nonlinear amplifier. So we'll see that. So in the circuit diagram, assume that at this particular I is equal to what? The current is passing through this particular resistance. What is the voltage across that particular resistor? So we have to find out, right? What is the input signal we are giving? V in, right? So what is the voltage at particular point VA, and what is the voltage across this particular resistor? We need to find out. Because of that reason, I is equal to what? So if you wanted to find out I current passing through this resistor means, what is the simple basic formula of I? I is equal to what? V by R, right? V is equal to IR means I is equal to V by R. But what is the voltage across these particular resistors? V in, whatever the input voltage, minus VA divided by R, because this is V in minus whatever the voltage is present at this particular point VA, V in minus VA divided by R. That is what exactly the current flowing through the this particular area. Okay, so but thing is, what exactly VB is virtually grounded. This particular inverting non-inverting terminal is grounded, right? So that voltage value in that particular is 0. Even though VB is 0, VA is also 0, because it is not grounded but it is virtually grounded. For that reason, that value VA is equal to always 0. For that reason, I becomes what? I becomes V in divided by R, because of VA is 0. So again we have to remember this diode equation, minus V naught is equal to this formula, and once the voltage across the diode we have to find out, right? So what is the voltage across the diode output side? So this is V naught, what exactly? VA minus V naught, right? So voltage across this particular diode is what? This VA minus this V naught, right? So but VA is virtually grounded, because of that reason VA is equal to 0. So whatever the left out thing is minus V naught, that is your output voltage, or the voltage across this particular diode is minus V naught. Okay, that you should remember. Okay, so in this diode equation you have to remember what exactly VT is, voltage equation of temperature, and IF is equal to what? Diode forward current, and IR is equal to what? Diode reverse saturation current. So again, one more thing you have to remember, in this current through operational amplifier is negligible, because whatever the current we are flowing in that resistor value in that particular diode, but this operational amplifier, there is no current flowing through this particular operational amplifier. It is very negligible in quantity. For that reason I need to neglect that one. Okay, so if you are neglecting that current is equal current passing through that operational amplifier means I is equal to what? IF. So we have to substitute this. IF is equal to I. We know I is equal to Vn by R, because VA is virtually grounded. It is 0. So I is equal to what? Vn divided by R. So even if I'm negligible in the current flowing through this particular operational amplifier means I is equal to IF is equal to Vn divided by R. Okay. So once we know Vn value means we have to. So what exactly? We know the IR value. No, just diode equation output voltage. You have to substitute what exactly? V is equal to IR formula. IR into R is here written as V reference value. That is what exactly. by making some adjustment. This is what exactly the expression of that particular non-linear amplifier. Okay, so some of the application it is used non-linear amplifier is AC bridge balance detectors. We are using this non-linear amplifier. Okay, okay, this is what exactly the non-linear amplifier concept and that expression. So again repeating once, just remember these points about non-linear amplifier. Non-linear amplifier is a circuit in which the output is not linearly varied with the input signal. It means that whatever we have changes in some small of current, we have voltage, if you wanted to change at the input side means it might be a large differential voltage, or it might be a less differential voltage. It is not linearly varied accordance with the input signal. For that reason, so to achieve that non-linearity concept, so what we will do means, we have to connect PN junction diode or PN junction diode in the feedback path. Okay, so by connecting the feedback path at that particular PN junction diode at the feedback path means we need to achieve that non-linearity concept. Okay, so we have to find out the voltage at that particular resistor value and that particular points we need to find out. Okay, so depending on that expressions you should remember for the examination point of view. Okay, the next is relaxation oscillators. We'll see in the next class. Okay.